Woo!
get access to the Venom, but
Let's
he's
get
still
this.
gonna be running dive. It's going to be the Captain America. So 100 Thieves shoring up their backline with Terra actually going to be starting off on that Winter Soldier bionic hook in case the Captain America gets a little bit too
Why
much.
ban Phoenix and protect it? Phoenix is a very strong character, so they saved it for their team and then they banned it for the other team, so the other team can't use it. Ooh, Terra's on the Bucky now.
For now, Vinny just speculating as Naga looks around the edge. He wants to try and get in onto Delane, who has the pops out there. Sonic stealthing. Still, trust me, manages to hunt them down. And that's going to be an early opening here for Rad. They aren't worrying about the flanks anymore.
Yeah, and this Human Torch
Delena.
can now start applying all of that spam pressure with the Psylocke being out of the mix. You don't have to worry about your flyers getting pushed. Regeneration Domain already going to be forced too, which means that Rad are going to be feeling incredibly confident the second those crystals burn to keep on
Terra
moving
got the
forward. But they stay a little
nice.
bit too long, Harry, and trust me, goes down.
Yeah, Regeneration Domain wasn't quite there in time to save the Captain America. Look, Delane's already back using both the dashes. What is this? Naga super low.
Nice, nice. Oh, no, no, don't let them cap. Nice, nice. Take the point.
More happy to stick a katana in it thereafter to find the elimination. And now Terra with Protester. She's going to be able to
nice hook. Looking like me out there. Oh, he died. Never mind. He is looking like me out there.
Best of all of this, as Crook moves on forward. Fate of both worlds in their hands. The end song strikes pay dirt, but no final frags are found. Naga looks towards the skies. Delena is isolated for a moment. Maybe a hot drop on the cards right here, but taking to the sky allows him a little bit of extra momentum.
No one capped this point yet, chat. That's how fucking crazy that is. No one capped this point.
Delena plays around the outside, and you can see the Dancer of Butterflies is ready to go for a moment, dodging away to make sure that Rajaro can't take them out with the Meteor Aim. Instead, Melania has given all of the attention.
This is fucking crazy. Wait, Terra is on the fucking what? Terra is on the TP?
Had to come back on the Doctor Strange to help out the brawl fight, so wasn't there to keep the dive in check. The
This
fight's
is wild.
still going though, as 100 Thieves refuse to give it on up. They've still got the Dance of the Butterflies, but without that Doctor Strange, I
Yep,
think
it looks like Rad's gonna take it, chat. It looks like Rad's gonna take the first cap. Wow.
People
People already used their ult and are already on like a second ult. That's wild.
Butterflies would be able to find value, but into a Loki with the doppelgangers plus that regeneration domain, 100 Thieves are going to have to take it a little bit slower, wait for those resources to be down before they look for those picks.
Yeah, somewhat under-resourced here are Rad, but Naga does have the Supernova available, and 100 Thieves don't really have the wherewithal to stand up to this until they have one of their strategist ultimates online.
Yeah, and 100 Thieves are actually going to be swapping the Winter Soldier onto the Wolverine.
wow.
Oh my god. Oh
Oh
my god, Terra is disgusting on the Wolverine. I can't believe he hit that.
Try and shut it down, but the peel is immediate, and the Supernova sounds on off, forcing Harvey into using that God of Mischief to burn a Lunar ult.
Okay, great regeneration there coming through from Harvey. Dance of the Butterflies might be focused in only onto the Lunar Snow here. Terra getting up close and personal. Final Sam ready to go. Up to the air goes the Phoenix. The impact isn't quite there though. Terra can't convert upon the players who are grabbed up into the skybox. And now it's just down to try and chase the Captain America. Trust me, falls to that one, but Harvey going to be taken out on the other side. The Phoenix hits
Nice,
the ground.
nice. Oh, they have a TP now. Holy shit, bro. This is wild. This is wild, bro. I don't know how these players can do this. I'm too old.
The damage proves too much for Melania, and Permafrost becomes temporary frost. She's taken elsewhere. Naga floats above it. All the Feast of the Abyss takes a bite out of Rajaro, but Mystic flavored candy is easy to try and get out of the system.
Rad is
For
still
now,
stalling
trust
this
me,
too.
she's
That's
this one contested.
crazy.
Yeah, trust me, just keep on putting pressure on
After
that
this,
backline. The Meteor Amp
Bisher.
used earlier means that the Supernova is absolutely free. It's combined with the Eye of Agamotto, and that one's going to sting.
Alright, the Supernova just does so much damage, both soul and body cooked alive by Naga, reducing the 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think the Human Torch
still haven't been able to flip the point at all.
and
level 1 Crook's going to have God of Mischief
the
too.
Phoenix
It's up to
save
Vinny
from
on the
Rad
stand
was
to try
really
and get a
smart.
tap to activate that overtime as we're in final fight territory, but the Venom falls. He's been able to activate the overtime, but 100 Thieves don't have the Strange Portal, and it's just going to have to be a Wolverine jump onto point to keep it going.
Vinny made the ultimate sacrifice, and Terra might be the next one to come on up. Fate of both worlds, stolen away by Harvey, the God of Mischief, certainly trying to make something work. Terra's managed to take Naga down to terra firma and snuff a flame out for a moment longer. Melio dodges around on point, setting up the sparks, ready to try and one-tap the Lunar Snow, following in after this, but no, taken out from mid-air. The end song is stopped. and the Spotify subscription is cancelled. Crook
The
and Fate have
Spotify-
fallen down. 2 Lunar Snows wilt and melts before the
Wait,
burning fire and
wait,
passion
chat,
of
they're
100
turning it.
Thieves. Trust me, still dancing
They're turning
around,
it.
but it's a dance macabre as he falls.
They're
and
turning it.
finally lose control of the
Holy
point.
shit, what a
stabilization is
fucking
there, but
cap.
is
But it
one
took
fight
it
territory.
took so
And
Rad
100
is a good
Thieves are
team.
going to
Ooh,
have
I'm
to
cold.
stop Rad from just getting that Captain America
Like
onto
a few
point
degrees?
to force a back cap contest or potentially
Wow.
hitting into that back line and pushing Harvey into burning those regeneration domains a little bit
Wow.
earlier than the Loki would prefer. Terra's so
Thank
close
you.
to that last stand, but here's, trust me, already creating enough attention that the rest of his team get more space, and that fight is about to move on to the objective.
Yeah, trust me, says everybody. Look at me. Delena needs
Oh,
some
Delena,
attention
don't die, bro.
off
Don't die.
On the angle. Naga not getting a little too frisky just yet. Waiting for everyone to look at Trust Me. And Terra certainly
Are you
has
playing in the
committed
streamer
to
versus
that
Dead game?
one. Falling
Yes.
super low. The last stand still available. I believe that was a regeneration of being used there
Thank
by
you.
Crook from afar, down into the midst of everybody. But guess what? Already the song of my people is playing, and that's the fate of both worlds decided here in super low. Vinny brings them with the Feast of the Abyss, and Harvey drives all forward with their own fate of both worlds. It's healing for everybody. The end
Oh
song
my
ignites,
God, bro.
and Harvey just gets cooked under
Nice
the pressure
freeze.
into the microwave. They close the door.
Oh, this
they
looks-
lock
this
it
looks bad for
down.
100 Thieves though,
100
chat.
Thieves now need a plan to try and keep this
No,
one contested.
this
It's
looks
already
bad.
halfway captured for the
Unless
side
they have a
of Rad.
TP,
Awakened
Terra
to
might have to
the border,
TP.
might well be on the cards
He's the
here
first
if
one dead.
Terra respawns, but it's going to be Delena who hits in first with the dance, the butterflies.
No, he went
Managed to
iron
get the
fist.
clever one. Croak fates up on the docket, trying to hunt down. Oh, what?
What?
A burst
He
from
gets
Trust
that?
Me. Bro's absolutely crazy. Delena didn't see that one coming, and Naga's turning up the temperature. The Kelvin level rises.
Nice,
TTK
TTK,
looks away and
nice.
takes down Melio in their own right. As guess what? In the midst of all this, an Iron Fist has arrived. Terror in midair.
I don't know how
Hotshot
these
not able to
casters do this.
compete, and that's going to be Naga coming up close to the flame clusters, making sure that the chi itself is absolutely melted.
What's really bad is 100 Thieves doesn't have this point, so it's really bad. Delena is on the Luna. They switched. Delena's on the Luna, and then their Luna player's on the Strange. Which is actually fine, because Millennia, I think, is also a DPS player.
And it's going to have to be level 1 Crook parting with the God of Mischief instead.
Harvey's managed to get it as well. Everybody's dancing on
They
the
can't get
point.
off the
It's a good
point.
time for all and sundry karaoke party. They're singing Fate of Both Worlds. They're waiting to see who's a rival till the end. The assembly is called as the Freedom Charge moves forward.
Oh, this is bad.
Regeneration factor cannot
bad. They're
deal
down
with the
two.
damage,
I think
but
this
it's
might be a
brought
Rad's
forth. Melania's
point.
rolled in with
I think it might be a
the
GG,
shield
chat.
blocking off the heals to make sure that maybe
Might be
100
GR.
Thieves convert
Might be a
on the stones,
GR.
but delivered by the eye of Agamotto. Dancing away once again. Luna Snow
Yeah,
desperately
nah.
begs for their team
Nah,
to cling to the realm of the living.
yeah,
But
it's
on the
GR.
celestial husk, the symbiote claims all and sundry. They return to the soil.
Bro.
They return to the tendrils, and we'll move on to map number 2.
What an
Bro,
overtime fight,
the
though.
fact
If
that
they
this,
weren't
no, it's a
up
best of
against
5. The
composition
fact
with
that this
a
is a
Luna,
best of
Captain
5.
America, and a
Oh my
Loki,
voice died.
100 Thieves
The
likely
fact
would
that
have
this
been
is a
able to
best
flip
of
that.
5, and
Because
that
they
was the
had
first
damage
round
boosted
of a
Eye of
cough is
Agamotto
wild.
when Delena and Melania lined their ultimates up, and Vinny was desperately
That is
trying to
wild,
get the Feast of the
chat.
Abyss to be the tipping
Wow.
point. That would finally be the straw that broke the camel's back. That was Rad's sustained cycle.
See that Vinny was able to hold on to that Feast of the Abyss. It
Ashiro,
might
appreciate
well
the massive
be
gifted sub.
an opening factor here as we head into our second map.
We get Asgardian Rebirth. Delena and Harvey. Delena's going to be going over onto the Hela. I mean, she's hit scan.
Ooh,
So she
Delena
should
on
be
the-
able to put
okay.
pressure onto these flyers. But you do have to worry about a Captain America just
What is that?
running on top of
Chocolate
you
milk?
every single time Trust Me has anything to say about it. So it's really going to be up to 100 Thieves to keep the Captain America off of the Hela and give Delena enough space to be able to take these flyers down.
And let's not forget, Hela's part of a Symbiotic Shenanigans team up now as well, so Soldier is going to have an additional slow on it, Mox.
Yeah, Terra's got that last stand, doesn't want to get scouted either, and cleared out. There's the Phoenix. The grab's not going to be able to connect, though. Has to get back to this team, and Harvey gets left behind in the interim as Melio is able to find the pick, and that just means 100 Thieves, they can't risk it.
It's okay, that's what Ragnarok Rebirth is for. And Melia might be offering up a chance to resurrect here if they keep on poking into this angle. For now, everyone's going to have to divert themselves over onto a point prioritized for capture of the mission area. Vinny's already been forced to fly away after using that symbiotic resilience. TTK has no such dreams of escape, and Terra tries to relieve some of the pressure. In comes for a generation domain of a Meteor M, floats imperiously above it all, waiting for some of those to go away, but no, it's only level 1 Crook who manages to tank all of the damage. Naga desperately needs a heal, has for Snowflake indeed, and ducks into the AoE that Lunar Snow provides. Delena's going to be the primary target here, so far away from their own Lunar Snow, but Melio is going to be the main victim. The Feast of the Abyss chomps down on the Phoenix as Null proclaims victory in a battle as old as time here on Clintar.
If I could be completely honest with you guys,
100 Thieves are missing a lot of the muscle to try and make this one work.
I think this is one of those games where I think 100 Thieves is trying their hardest, but I think they lost in the ban phase.
In towards the back, that's going to be a quick copy. God of Mischief coming out from the Loki, and of course it's going to be the fate of both worlds. What else would be the answer here for 100 Thieves? Additional sustainability. The two songs continue to play, and now with the end song prepared, everyone is forced to move themselves away from the point. A nice bank on through, but no final hits delivered.
Level 1 Crook's about to get another God of Mischief. Trust me, does fall, so no Captain America to be able to bounce off the point contest. Terra's built the Kraken impact. The Loki
there you go, Terra. There you go, Terra.
Provide one reset. They almost end the Winter Soldier down, but the Magneto will be able to find the Bulwark, and Rad now are forced to live until
he's in
level
trouble.
1
He's in
Crook
trouble.
can
He's in
come
trouble.
through.
You can kill the Luna, though. You can kill the Luna if you land this. Come on.
Meteor
Aw,
holds the space,
TTK.
allows Talon to start
Come
getting
on.
his
You're
hits
supposed to be
through.
LeBron, bro. You're supposed to be LeBron.
TTK.
You're playing like he's playing like Shaq at the free throw line right now, chat. I can't have my little bro doing that.
Whole bloody store right there.
I taught him how to do free throws.
Gonna hunt down Harvey. The healing is wanting for the side of 100 Thieves. Sustainability is not there. Only Vinny stands up.
This is still the first fight too, which is wild. Finally, there's a cap.
3 minutes?
Yeah, I think that might have been one of the longest no-cap fights that Marvel Rivals Ignite has seen. It felt like we were playing ResComp. As Naga is actually off of the Human Torch, going over onto that Wolverine to be able to counter grab the Venom.
Jay, you need to give him a spanking. What is TTK Sis saying? What?
Feast of the Abyss amped on up with Melania's Fate of Both Worlds is going to be the recipe for 100 Thieves' success, especially if they have that Kraken impact coming on through secondarily.
Yeah, combined with the Culling Aura, it can be absolutely deadly mocks. Both of them mostly just respect the overall max health percentage. Trust me, falling low. Rottersturm starts to carve on.
Nice, Terra.
Terra's able to convert onto this with Loki clones aplenty. Terra's going to have reset after reset. And Rashro now tries to slow the tempo. The Meteor M.
Oh, they comboed. They comboed, yeah. That was a good combo.
But with level 1 Crook down, it's limited healing that's available for Rad. Trust me,
Raglow, appreciate that's a prime sub, my friend.
To jog on through first and give over that additional staying power to the remainder of the team. Stacking on up to democratize the damage. Only Fate is caught within. Delena has the perfect steering of the Dance of the Butterflies in order to make sure that the target is prioritized. Melania forced out here to use their ultimate, and that means that maybe 100 Thieves are going to find themselves stalled out a while longer.
Yeah, but level 1 Crook still has the God of Mischief, manages to find the line of sight onto Melania to get the later Fate of Both Worlds, and this is just going to be clean up on the point right about now. Magneto is trying to body block long enough. Out comes the Meteor.
Oh, barely. He was almost in it.
The Lunar Snow from behind before that Meteor can hit, and Rad should be able to start cleaning up these plays from Thief's side finally.
Yeah, TTK tries to use the Meteor M to peel some of the damage that was coming in towards the stunned Lunar Snow, but it doesn't respect the Dark
I really
Nail,
like how they TP to get the point. I like that. And that was a good TP from Delena because they had the point. They're still stalling.
Again. 100 Thieves are running on borrowed time. The damage that they take is going to be permanent, with the exception of any healing that comes through from Wolverine. And now it's Vinny towards the back. Seems like the Feast of the Abyss didn't manage to get too much. And, well, you know that Wolverine's going to have to lodge a complaint with the manager here. Adamantium claws tear through symbiotic sinew. And the two Vanguards are now under threat. Easy damage coming on through, but having to move aside.
They still have the point? Wait! They still have the point in their fucking... They just got 2 kills! Delena!
Making the entire Vanguard line disappear!
Vinny's coming back on the thing to get back into the fight a little bit faster.
Vinny, what is going on, bro? They're running... Okay, 3 tanks, 2 supports, and a Wolverine? I like it.
Harvey actually is the mirror too, as both of these teams...
What? Bro, the fact that they didn't flip the point was so big, and they got like 50% on that one fight, chat. If they didn't have that point, Rad would have had 100%, and it would have been 100 Thieves would have had like 20.
No protection available. Vinny on the thing, at least it's going to be a lot more of an issue for Naga.
I don't know how I feel about Vinny on the thing, though. That's going to be a little... That's crazy. Milena got the kill, though. Nice, on the cat.
Damage. Naga playing around the outside. It's going to be very difficult to deal with, actually. It's mostly
Yeah, they gotta get in their face, but they have no answer. They literally have no answer for Naga now. Naga's just going to be free shooting in the air.
Jump caught by Vinny on the thing, though.
Oh, no.
And talking about getting caught. That last stand just got too many players from Rad's side. Fate, no choice, has to go for the ultimate just to keep the team sustained.
Nice block from Delena. Nice block.
And block Rogero's meteor, and Delena, the hero of the hour, still holding on to the Eye of Agamotto as well. And he invests at the same time as the wall looks for the grab.
The double dodge onto both the Feral Leap and the Eye of Agamotto
know,
as
I
well.
saw the
All
vision,
resources
but
used
the
to try and shut down
execution-
Naga, but now he's coming in with his own
They're really
vengeance.
trying to kill
Many of the
Naga.
flame tornadoes might well be eaten up. TTK looks for a speculative usage here of the ultimate, but doesn't quite connect.
They're all trying to kill Naga because that's their biggest threat.
Coming on back, but Melius returning from spawn due to the gift that was given over by Terra earlier. Harvey
The biggest threat is Naga right now.
To become Lunar Snow, of course. The fate of both worlds will once more be proclaimed, and the fate of the lower finals as well, taken from the air.
Nice. Terra actually got the biggest threat, but I'm scared, chat, because Fate is close to his supportal. He's gonna get it. He's a lot closer than Millennia.
Humiliated 2-0 on control, and here on domination, it is domination for Terra. Too far away.
They capped.
Trust me, in 100
Holy
thieves,
shit,
even it
this
up.
fucking series is insane. This series is insane.
They know that the Human Torch, if everyone is fighting on the point because it's an overtime play, no one has the time to be able to look up into the sky, and Naga would have been able to get away with so much, but 100 Thieves make sure to keep the torch in the periphery and shut the supernova down before it can come on through. If they don't have Meteor M, they go with the Eye of Agamotto, the pressure of that Wolverine to force Naga into not being able to use it until TTK has that ultimate block.
I brought us the cat to give us good luck. I don't know if I'm more impressed of you, like, picking up the cat, because the cat's like, what, 40 pounds? So, like, I don't know if I'm more impressed of you picking up 40 pounds, or, like, I'm more impressed of the cat's like 40 pounds. Oh, thank you.
A bitterly fought competition for first control.
Yeah, 100 Thieves have adapted, it feels, to the tempo that Rad have been playing them. That first round having a lack of Emma.
Yeah, this series so far is insane.
Against the Captain America was pretty brutal, but this time around, Terra's going to be starting on that Winter Soldier once more. We'll see whether or not that's going to be swapping on over to a Wolverine if they lose the first fight, as no one on the 100 Thieves side has an ultimate. Rad, in the meantime, they're getting
I proposed to Emily that we should do dinner tonight.
Inferno with the help of Illumina.
Usually we skip it, so but I proposed that we should probably do dinner.
Too much. May well have hit the rock instead, but now in towards the back line, Melania and Harvey are going to be forced to pay attention to each other. And while you're looking at each other, you're not looking at Raj.
Nah, it looks like Rad's going to take the first point here. I actually think this point is a lot better for Rad's team than 100 Thieves. This point, besides the others, are very like wide open, and there's less to hide behind.
Song Inferno to be able to instantly break those regeneration domain crystals coming on through from 100 Thieves side. That Phoenix ultimate being able to break deployables is pretty rough for the God of Mischief to have to handle. Unfortunately for 100 Thieves, they're going to now have to handle the spam composition in a retake situation.
Yeah, this is where you really find your approaches taxed, Mox, and it's going to allow Naga to build up.
This map is better for flyers and long
point
distance.
Percentage too. 100 Thieves, there's a toll to pay for an approach, and it's either going to be an ultimate or a pick, but Rad have so much sustainability as well as mobility that by the time those health bars start falling low, they're already repositioned somewhere else entirely.
Oh, trust me, just poking in, reminding you can't forget about the Captain America. Going to be the first ultimate coming through from Harvey. It's going to be the God of Mischief in an attempt to try and convert
half of it
from
and
Terra.
I'll try
it's of course
it.
going to be able to get easy resets off the
What
back
should he eat
of
first?
these. Melania falls on down. Once again, the combination of
TTK,
the end song and Meteor
I need you to
M
hit an
is
ult,
the
man.
bookends of the album that all the EMEA fans have been waiting for. Trust me,
You're not like this, bro. You're not like this. You're usually him. He's not him.
Hits their mark.
And the late picks too, all of these staggers onto 100 Thieves means that potentially there's one more fight and then a TP recontest in this round before Rad are able to walk it with 100-0. They're going to be walking directly into a supernova as well, and they just burned the Meteor M, so they're not even going to be able to absorb it.
Worst case scenario here for 100 Thieves that Melania gets picked first. You don't want to have
Jay,
to
I think it's
swap
your
off
fault he's not hitting
Luna
those
with
dunks.
Fake Quest to swap
Whoa,
back
whoa,
over
whoa,
to
whoa.
TP mods.
I've hit my fair share of dunks on the
Delena
basketball
and Vinny
court.
are going to be ideally looking for a combo with Feast of the Abyss as well as down to the butterflies, but Rad are going to be doing everything in their power to prevent those two from sinking.
All right, Delena already under pressure. Now that's a primary target for Trust Me. Big bounces coming through. Over towards the end. Look to Vinny here in the back. Already the cellular corrosion has been used. And that's going to be a God of Mischief coming out from the side of Rad to try and turn this one around. Crook for now uses the Ice Arts. Wait before using the Fate of Both Worlds. But now it's going to be answering Melania's drive forward. It's Vinny's turn with a 40% damage boost. Still cannot find any finishing blows as it's good escapes thus far from Rad. Now it's Terra's turn towards the back. The strategist in there.
He almost had that kill.
From the back.
He almost
it's
had
the
it.
Phoenix, the savior, the one to bring light to a dark universe that 100 Thieves wish to proclaim here on Clintar. Melania the next to go on down. The healing starting to fall away. Harvey is going to be able to false. Yes, oh no, never mind. Harvey's song is finished early by Rajaro. The Finn says you got to turn off your music on the bus, and they're going to be boarding the bus to map number 2 with a 1-0
can't get off. You can't get off.
Surely returning with the portal. The pentagram of Ferala. Terra climbs across the tree, but is burned down by animal control and Radar in complete control.
That was a good game, though.
Yeah,
that was a really good game. I'm actually really surprised that they took a map off,
further,
considering what bands and characters that they could use.
One of the strategists still had their ultimates available. That is one of the problems.
That's tough, chat.
When you have a flyer composition who wins the first fight and they have so much spam pressure, as well as the Captain
I think
Vanguard lineup.
I think 100 Thieves lost at the ban phase,
he's on the
though.
front line, he's on the sideline, he's in your back line. And unfortunately, if you're turning around to deal with that Captain America scouting out your Psylocke's not going to be able to create enough attention for the rest of the team to have to pivot, which means that Human Torch and the Phoenix, they're always going to be taxing your approach.
Yeah, there's a reason we've seen so many Captain America bans. He's an omnipresent force.
How are you guys going to say I blame Jay?
He's doing a really good job of holding the cooldown on the Vibranium
good.
Energy Sword for when it's mostly like getting that bounce onto Delano when they're escaping, essentially invisible, was unbelievably valuable on our first sub-map.
Yeah, I think also that the fact that they got forced onto the Captain America because the Venom got target banned last is actually quite good. But trust me, because it means that if you see something like a Winter Soldier to come on through with that Bionic Hook, Captain America actually has an opportunity to be able to block it, as opposed to Venom, where you kind of have to hope that mechanically the hook isn't going to be able to hit its target. And when that Winter Soldier is Terra, I mean, those mechanics are going to be hitting every single time.
Yeah, but block's super valuable as well, because the Bionic Hook does not stop on contact with a player. It can roll on through and grab multiple people, so you can effectively body block for a more vulnerable player like a Luna Snow, who wouldn't have quite as many escape options as well. So maybe we see the Captain America taking off the table.
How's the food? Oh, amazing.
A little bit like Citadel's target banning structure coming on through. Yeah, because Freedom Charge 2, in comparison to Beast of the Abyss. Beast of the Abyss, great for the Venom player, not so great for the people that the Venom decides to munch on, especially if it is amped up by a Luna Fate of Both Worlds or a Mantis Damage Inspiration. But Freedom Charge for a Captain America and the rest of that team is so instrumental in being able to stall out those fights, especially on Domination, where a lot of the time that Freedom Charge can be the thing that allows you to outlive something like a Dance of the Butterflies. Coming from, we even actually saw that occur, right? There's one of those fights where Delena comes out with the Dance of the Butterflies, manages to catch on to Fate, who's behind cover, and that means that he's not on the path of the Freedom Charge and not getting that additional HP tick.
All right, for those of you who are tuning into our mid-season finals, your first time experiencing Ignite, here's how the series goes. The team that lost our previous map are going to be able to pick the next one from game modes that have not yet been played. So at the moment, that means both Convoy and Convergence. And then once again, it'll be the
finals are today.
After the next map, if 100 Thieves win, it'll be Brad's turn to pick, and they'll pick from the remaining map type, if that's Convoy or Convergence. After map number 3, our pool will open up again, Mox. But this means that there's a lot of strategies that you can have to try and take away your opponent's preferred map picks in this draft.
Yeah, Holiday Jelly, there's no way we're saying it. I think if you're 100 Thieves, you're smart, you take us to a Convergence map so that you get it right out of the way. Potentially Central Park. It is still a very strong map for Jeff.
Yes.
So we might see the Jeff ban come through, especially because Rad have this
There's no way they ban Jeff.
Horrible to fight into strategy on their defense, where they literally
Rad
just
versus 100 Thieves.
almost essentially outside of your spawn on the attack, and they posture up with something like the Venom and the Jeff, and they tax you every single time you try and walk a little bit forward, and then you have to burn an ultimate, normally something like a Luna Fate of Both Worlds or a Cloak and Dagger's Eternal Bond, just to be able to situate yourself on
you're right, sorry.
Which is always a rough one to be able to try and recover from.
Yeah, so maybe Symbiotic
Chat, don't worry about my message. Do the Chinese teams do Chinese comms? Probably.
Yeah,
later on in the series.
Less environmental positions for the Jeff too, if you want to allow it through the bans.
Yeah, and they've got longer sight lines where Delena can really flex those hit scan muscles. We know the Terrors were playing a lot of Phoenix Jean Grey recently as well. even though it was banned out during the previous draft. So maybe that's how they're trying to shape the compositions of 100 Thieves by forcing Terra towards something like that Wolverine, but they feel like they can deal with something like a Metallic Bulwark or something like a Regeneration Domain from the Loki, as opposed to just getting that constant peppering that we saw both Cal really punish them with from Envy and
Is there going to be a China vlog? Yes.
I feel
It's
like
going to be on my
in terms of
IRL
Fangraphs
channel.
As well, we're not going to be seeing a lot of adaptation come through from Rad's side of the board. They had a very strong ban draft coming on through. Removing the Emma Frost was a stroke of genius. We were talking before the podcast,
I have
you know,
no
about the
idea,
fact that
Hero.
Usually it's the Emma and the Magneto.
Yeah.
That
Can
were
you
the
turn
first
up your
to go
mic?
in
I'm
the opening
colorblind.
stages.
Yeah, I got
But
you.
now
Wait,
that we've
what?
moved over here, it tended to be
What do you
target
say?
bounced onto either the Human Torch or the Mantis, which then enabled other parts of the compositions to come on through. As Vanguards, they're very, very strong. All of them are really, apart from potentially Penny Parker and sometimes.
And maybe Thor.
Yeah, and Thor. A little bit of unfortunately.
One day,
an
brother,
after
we shall
full
have our day
horde
in the sun.
to come on through.
Scores
Maybe
1-0.
some
Just
football
started.
drivers change that. I haven't had a chance to play yet. We flew out as the test server was going up. Please tell me that the. Please tell me the changes worked.
Yeah, hopefully you're not just coping.
Thor top tier, 100%. Not a single ounce of cope here, Mox.
You might be on the Asgardian meme.
Wait, what do you have? Exclamation mark IRL.
Yeah, catch me with that Asgardian.
It's
meme
my
up
vlogging-
this land
vlogging
over,
channel.
you know, have a little
So you
deep
guys are gonna be able to
breath.
see,
Do you think
all the things I do
Naga
off
has
stream
earned the
here.
respect on the Human Torch to cop a ban?
Maybe. I feel like if
Oh,
it's
here,
gonna
I'll go
be
small
a map
so you
like
guys can see the
Central
stats.
Park, absolutely, because that's probably Torch's strongest map. If it is Symbiotic Surface, then it's not quite as necessary because a lot of that point is, you know, walled off by
Wow.
ceilings. So
Level 1
his
Crook
movement
did
is
22,000
somewhat
damage, and also
restricted
Fate
in,
did
flying
22,000
capacity there, as we
damage
can have a
with
look and
the
see
healing.
all of
That's
the
crazy.
statistics to come on through. Fate on the strategist roll, 46,000 healing. Level 1 Crook though surpassing that, 64,360. And also Harvey keeping
Level
up.
1
It was
Crook,
just a matter
fucking
of
disgusting.
Both of those Lokis were healing extraordinary amounts from their team. But on the side of 100 Thieves, they were constantly having to deal with their regeneration domains being forced early by either Captain America or just that insane pressure that both the Phoenix and the Torch bring to the table.
Yeah, the healing looked similar, but the big difference here was in the damage, Mox. Level 1 Crook pumped out about
Can we get more
22
ads
gauge
before the
on
game
Harvey's
starts?
30. That is
I'll
a
make sure the
lot
ads
of
don't run in
additional
the middle of the
healing
game.
that needs to be
I'll try.
done. The slack that needs to be picked up there, if it isn't,
Thanks,
it's
Twitch.
converted
What?
into knockouts.
Yeah, and I mean, Loki.
Well, I mean, it's smart. It's smart to have ads
insane in terms
now
of damage
and then
Yeah.
not in the middle of the match.
All of those doppelgangers being able to do damage also mean that the longer that your copies are up, the more damage that you're going to be able to do. As we can have a look at the replays, a lot of these are going to be from a bird's eye angle, as we did get to see a one-sided Human Torch make it all the way through those pick and bans, something that Rad instantly took advantage of.
Worth noting as well that there was no Primal Flame to buff up the Wolverine here from Terra due to that ban onto the Phoenix. Because we know that the laner can play the Jean Grey, actually has the skill set for that being the hit scan. And that could often mean that Terra can pick up one of these signature picks. I was surprised to see the Iron Fist come out temporarily from Terra, but I think that might have been more of a panic towards the end to get a last second touch.
Try and get a last second touch, and then you also have self-sustain with the meditation. You also have the block so that you can make it just a
What
little
brought
bit
you to China?
longer
I'm new
as
here, so I
opposed
just
to
got into
others.
Marvel Rivals. I've been seeing your
When they're
YouTube
trying
vids, so I
to
checked
hold
out your
the
Twitch.
point so low, don't quite get the hero moment
What brought
and
me here?
topple over.
Marvel Rivals.
Rajo is one of our top fraggers.
Basically.
As well. Some of the most knockouts delivered, those final hits found. I think we're sitting about 50.
They
And I
invited
took
me.
a look at the stats, which was about equal with Naga. So Rajaro's got the.
Where can I
aim
find one of
work
these
today.
replays for VOD
An
views?
incredibly
You
experienced player,
cannot.
has,
This is
has
done, I'm
titles
pretty sure,
in
on
other
a
esports
different
as well.
client, so
we
you
expect
can't
big
get any of
things
the
from
replay
Rajaro,
codes.
Even though it's Trust Me who's leading a lot of the comms, it's often Rajaro who's there with the follow-up at the right time.
Yeah, I want to see some adaptation come through from 100 Thieves' side. It definitely feels like they wanted to try and go for
Yeah,
a
I'm so
dive
sick. I'm sorry.
competition force coming on through in terms of the pick and bans.
When will I be back home? In a week.
You're never gonna get the Emma Frost, unfortunately, though, as there is.
Unc, are you gonna go to Stockholm? If I'm invited.
For a save, so it definitely feels like you have to then start weakening some of those components
Thank you,
on
thank
the
you.
dive, and they did try to go for that, right? Taking out the Venom.
No, chat.
using
100
the
Thieves does
Captain
not need to
America.
change
We're
their
actually gonna
roster,
be
bro.
seeing-
They're
Ooh, that
literally
is surprising.
third
Central
place right now.
Park
Maybe they've been
is
watching the
going to
boss.
be
Third place is not
yeah,
even
maybe
bad.
They actually have a strategy to be able to avoid this, as you can't Doctor Strange portal.
It's
past
exclamation
it
mark tournament,
because
not bracket.
You can't use that portal of Ferala inside your own spawn. You have to go outside of it, which then means that you can just get CC'd and displaced by something like a Jeff bubble if you don't body block.
Jeff right click goes crazy. That's soft CC. Bounce you back inside spawn, turn it off. Which, this is interesting, because like you said, we see these early holds. This is an area where even Envy struggled against Rad. So I'd say this is a brave draft for 100 Thieves. Maybe they think of it because there's this precedence for the instant Emma ban that they might be able to get torched through.
They might be able to get torched through, but it's going to be a very interesting.
Yo, Lazy, appreciate the massive prime sub.
These teams. I wonder if Rad also were expecting to go to Central Park, or if they thought that they were going to be pulled somewhere like Symbiotic Surface, which would then have delayed the opportunity to be able to pick it on up, as we're going to be getting very shortly into our ban draft. And remember, for you all at home, these are one-sided, targeted bans coming on through. So if they target out something like that Human Torch from one side, they're still going to be able to potentially play it themselves.
Yep, you could sometimes you can pull the pro gamer move, ban something, and instantly protect it. Like, only we are getting access to this. Sometimes that happens a lot with Luna Snow, given that she is the premier strategist in the game.
Well, not just that. If you manage to get one-sided Luna Snow, it forces the enemies into having to ban
best of 5.
or weaken some of the things that Luna then enables, like the Psylocke, because then you have to go for Psylocke Captain America as well, potentially, as well as an Emma. And speaking about Emma Frost, well, she's been melted.
Hey, appreciate it,
on
Squiddy
the
Titties.
spot. Rad instantly ban Emma once more.
All right, this probably going
to
appreciate it. Protect is going to be available. Somehow it always happens on Central Park Marks, but that's the price you pay.
I'm pretty
when
sure
you
they're
prioritize getting rid of Emma Frost.
They're probably going to ban Human Torch. Do it right back to them.
Taking out that Luna Snow, trying to force 100 Thieves into having less resources, as well as going for that one-sided Luna pick that we talked about, as 100 Thieves are going to be starting to weaken out any potential triple strategist lineup. Both the Ultron and the Human Torch have been removed as, oh yeah, there we go. Rad are really going to be trying to force this Psylocke full pocket composition through, as that is the Psylocke save, and Emma is still up as well, which means that Rad are going to be very happy with what that X-Men is going to be able to get up to in the back lines.
You know what? I'm a little bit more confident of 100 Thieves in this map. Did you see how quick those bans were?
They
came into this with a proper plan.
Yeah, they did, but Psylocke does historically incredibly
well.
Both
teams banned Ultron.
Which could prove problematic. Still, there is going to be the Invisible Woman on the table for additional sustainability.
Is TTK's hero pool limited to only Strange, Meg, and Emma? No, I'm pretty sure he can play other stuff. I don't know his full hero pool.
And it's going to be able to soften players up with those sparks to allow for a hot drop from Terra.
Yeah, I think 100 Thieves, they're going to be starting on the attack, though. So they're going to have to be trying to get past some of these spawn holds.
Wait,
or maybe
TTK plays 100.
Go for the spawn hold
TTK plays Hulk?
I think it's a little bit too telegraphed that strategy was out in the open for over multiple hours. And coaches and analysts at this level are so quick at being able to counter-strat you that you just can't risk it.
Incredibly difficult to have consistent value from one of these strats.
I have
only really
a mouse pad.
Stood the test of time against that. A lot of others have been figured out quite quickly. But with Season 3.5, it's been solved by Guangguang. So thanks, Guangguang.
Yeah, you're very happy about that.
I am incredibly happy. I'm a certified rescom painter.
Yeah, you were like, I don't think it's that good, and then it turned into, I don't like casting this, because it is indeed just that good. Rad are going to be on that defense, 100 Thieves on the attack. There indeed is the prophesized Elena Phoenix coming on through with Terra on the Human Torch, and Millennia, even the Cloak and Dagger is open, is going to be on the pocket sibling to make sure that Terra has a little bit of extra sustainability as Ultron was removed, and that's the best way to keep the Human Torch in the air.
No, I don't mind Naga being on the start.
I do like the...
Can be such a brutal thing to try and deal with in midair. That hit scan tracking, we know that Naga's fantastic at it.
And they know that the Human Torch doesn't have that immediate pocket with the Ultron, so you're not even going into a 1 versus 2. And that's something that Terra's going to be going into if Melio and Naga are able to combine their attention and take the Human Torch out.
You can see Vinny continues erecting these walls when you see Trust Me go in to try and waylay their path out and make the disengagement a touch more complicated, but with essentially unlimited jumps and dashes, but not too much of an issue. Maybe it's more to just try and cut off the healing coming on through. Terra falling low. You can see that team up once again getting the value. TTK afflicted with an anti-heal for a moment as the price of dark magic starts to run through their veins. Now it's Vinny's turn to move on forward. Up comes the Ironwood wall to try and block off some of that healing from the backside. Almost a fully charged Emma needs the backup of the Fate of Both Worlds to roll on fourth.
Already a minute, man.
Some of this aggression, though, and that's going to be a strangling
already a minute going on.
This the extra damage coming through from the
Emily.
copied over Fate of Both Worlds damage boost means that they can convert onto
Thank you
Melio.
so much.
Still Fate hiding in the back. TTK reigns above it all, and Terra can't escape from all this. TTK was waiting too far away for too long and could not bring up the shield in time, an iframe to avoid the incoming CC, and TTK is punished for the audacity that was shown. An attempt to break LOS, but still Vinny falls for the feminine wiles of the Emma Frost. Down comes the end song. Doesn't seem to impact exactly what Delana wanted. 100 Thieves have used so much here, but gained nothing.
Yeah, and literally nothing was gained.
Not looking good, chat. Not looking good.
That's the point, even with the pressure of the group and the Strange anchoring it, and don't give up a single tick percentage. They're coming into this next fight with Dance of the Butterflies. 100 Thieves are going to have to stack all of their players into it. Potentially,
should I take one of those things that your dad
tried to give me yesterday? On the cards. Rad don't yet have one of their strategist ultimates to hold on to it, so 100 Thieves can't wait that long before they engage, but that means that the Divers are already set up to hit the backline.
All right, we need to move fast into the regeneration domains. They're all broken down, though, by the Blaster Barrage. Great AoE play here. Terra knows that it's time to be a hero. Has to dodge away behind the brickwork. Melio flies on up, but becomes a little bit scared of a Child Brawl, and it could be offered by one of those flame tornadoes. Still, Terra cowed into submission. One of the greatest opportunities to try and take this space has been wasted away, and I believe that Harvey or Crook have been able to use their own ultimates here. Yeah, both of the Gods of Mischief have been popped. Additional usage of the Ice Arts is available as you roll on forward towards the back. Naga picks up a health pack of their own. Delane has been caught out by Trust Me. Away from the invisible boundary, Harvey almost falls down as they're isolated. A force physics to push away. Melio can't be converted upon just yet. It's a strangling prison onto one. Rajaro caught in space as Naga floats behind. Too wary of the approach of TTK. The Dark Maelstrom is too alarming to stay near to as Delana is finally returning, having given up the Phoenix, moving back more quickly on the Psylocke.
TTK is going to be coming on through with the Eye of Agamotto, but unfortunately for Rad, they don't
thank God they're capping, chat.
And hold on to this one. It looks like it's going to be a teleport recontest coming on through from their spawn instead, but that means that they're going directly into the Eye of Agamotto if they're not careful. Regeneration domain had to be used to make sure that the landing was safe, and that opens themselves up after Fate's ultimate ends.
Towards the top, that's going to be 2 stuns delivered. Trust Me and Melio both going to be victims, so passive is taken out of a Wolverine, but Fate still there with all the healing from the Fate of both worlds. An extra damage boost because it's just enough to try and get rid of Harvey in the back.
This is do or die, man. This is do or die. Oh, I think they got this. I think they got this.
Going to be
if they get to second phase and third phase, I think it's going to be a lot better for 100 Thieves.
The yell of freedom
Terra has more room.
The central parts of New York as all look on in awe as freedom is broken this day by the criminal empire of 100 Thieves. Yeah, Crook gets a consolation,
thank
but
God
that's
they
all
capped.
it's going to be as the cap is completed.
True, but unfortunately for 100 Thieves, they had to burn the Strangling Prison just to be able to take Trust Me down with the Freedom Charge in hand so that Rad were able to stabilize and organize a longer recontest. And that's burnt some of their ultimate economy. They don't have it to combine with Supernova in case one of the strategists is able to get their ultimates up in time. But level 1 Crook is going to be, well, investing a little bit
I think
of
that's
time
fine. That's a good trade.
However,
Support for a
Fate trades
DPS.
back with pick onto Terra, and Rad think that they can still take this fight.
Fate's going to be solo healing. Going to make things a little bit more complicated here. Trust Me definitely needs to get some of that Naga node towards the back. Delana so clean
come on, Delana.
with the raw mechanics. And you know that Terra's coming from that off angle as well. Has for Supernova ready to go. Delana getting up close and personal, noting Naga's approach incredibly low. The flame cluster's avoided for now. And that's going to be a turnaround.
Man.
2 versus 1.
That's twice
Both
that he
of the
barely
duelists looked
lived.
over onto Terra, taking down the carry when they knew that he could deliver on the damage. The Galactic Legend ready to go. Of course, we're just going to be waiting out the song that was sung here by the Lunar Snow inside of the invisible boundary. Naga just forced to disengage and give away some of that damage onto his target.
Naga is really good at survivability,
Invisible
Jet.
boundary ends though, and Radna have the better sustain. Level 1 Crook did burn that God of Mischief, is going to be holding on to the state of the copy as long as possible before we see the 12 seconds of fate of both worlds, so they can keep eating up the space 100 Thieves have access to. A carbon crush comes on to Vinny to prevent the group from having the Strangling Prison.
I gotta go give his mouse back.
And the threat has been dealt with, and Rad hold on to the space for longer.
Unbelievable value from a spinning pick there as well. TTK might have trouble getting out of this one. Delane's disengagement was actually waylaid by what Rajaro brought to the table. TTK staggered.
Rad know that they have to be careful about how close they hold to 100 Thieves with the Strangling Prison and that Supernova combination, and they're going to be playing in separate pockets of space, so if that does come through, it's a minimum amount of players who are caught rather than the maximum.
Vinny has to choose his victim. For now, it's a little bit tempting coming through from Trust Me. Terra taken down, 26 seconds remain. Vinny once again charmed by Rajaro. A quick grip with the carbon crush, and they turn that tree into coal.
Oh, all of the split angles that Rad were playing on line up for a perfect
Did
3-point
Jay
dive
just
connection
mess
from
up
both the Cap and the Psylocke
100
and the
Thieves?
Starlord. And 100 Thieves have a whole 10 seconds left to be
Hey,
able to try and
guys.
get onto that objective. It's going to be up to the dashes from Delana. The Psylocke
Jay's a
ultimate to cover the
jinx.
Supernova too. And
They're not
100 Thieves on top point because
Oh,
Delana
Mox.
isn't corporeal in his ultimate and he's not able to cancel out of it early enough in time.
Only the shadowed whimpers of a once proud Shinobi's shadow over Ratatoskir. Terra must have been interceded upon on their way
I like how Leg Day
towards
rolled his R's
the
when he said
mightiest of squirrels,
Ratatoskir.
but now no might from 100 Thieves has been seen.
It's Jay's fault,
On their
whatever's
map
the
pick,
issue.
they only get the single
I
point
wonder
from there
if-
60 meters.
I don't know which one is SJP, but I wonder if because he's coming off the bench and now Jay needs to
Thieves
get
had the
back the
better
mouse.
ultimate economy going into that first fight on second. But the Human Torch is a
his
little
fault.
bit too far out in the open, and in that moment, Rad spotted
Naga,
like a
interesting, are my favorite
hawk.
players in this whole thing.
And after
Naga is
that,
really
all of the
good.
cards just keep pulling the
Yeah, he's
defense's way.
disgusting.
Perhaps a singular misplay there from Delana. I'm not sure if he dashed up too high to trigger the overtime, or simply was a little bit too early with the channeling of the Dance of the Butterflies to have been within the threshold.
Yeah, I think it was really problematic because they
Aw.
caught him. They knew
Yeah.
they knew that he was on the rotation.
under pressure.
He had to burn all of his dashes because they had so little time. He had to
Man,
go
I
for his
wonder why he
ultimate
has
because
to
he knew his
get the
health bar
mouse
would start
back.
tanking. And then he had
He
to try
just
and
kind of
cancel
left
out
without
of it
giving us an
early
explanation.
so that he would be able to be counted as
Okay.
contesting and
Well, look,
overtime would
maybe
hit.
they'll full
But
hold Rad
unfortunately for
here.
100 Thieves, that is not what ends up occurring, and now it's a matter of having to hold halfway through second if they want to be able to take their map pick. But
I just
as we talked
realized,
about,
why am I
defense
cheering
Human
for
Torch
100 Thieves?
stronger
I'm
than
from
offensive.
EU.
However, 100 Thieves, they're not on
You can cheer
Human
for
Torch.
all the
Terror's
teams.
on the fly, but it's the Jean Grey.
Yeah, giving up a Human Torch.
I'm
for now,
just
knowing
cheering
that
for a
the
good show.
Pressure in the air from Naga was a bit too much to deal with, but now Melio is going to be focused in on the ground, trying to bully Vinny. The classic matchup of the Wolverine going up against the group. Trust me, demands attention, and Terra's more than happy to give it a big grab through there onto TTK. The Cloak of Levitation unavailable, but Fate's
no.
Ice is more than available for TTK. I hope you enjoyed your visit. Now return to spawn. Of course, they are going to be able to portal back here, so 100 Thieves going for a full disengage.
Yeah, 100 Thieves trying to live behind that point. Rad not overextending as it would mean that they get isolated off by the Groot. But Melio's found another, and Vinny goes down.
The hospitality offered here by Rad is far from ideal. Fate rocking the back.
okay,
Terra
they got-
gets
oh,
a
Terra got
double.
two.
Oh, the
Okay, they
carry
got
able to
time.
arrive finally.
They can
And
go
now
through the
it's running on
portal.
borrowed time for Rad. They've
Nice.
already got this one down. Harvey forced to use the God of Mischief
It's
to
a
steal away the
disengage.
Eternal Bond.
Yeah, Rad are just disengaging. They force the Loki ult. They don't want to take
This is
the
good,
fight.
this is
However, they do
good.
lose players on the disengage, which means 100 Thieves buy themselves the space back. Rad can't turn into the fight.
Why aren't you
after
cheering
Loki
for the
ultimate's
Chinese
done.
team, Emily?
They have
Oh,
to wait
wait.
for the respawns to come on through. Galactic Legend can be used to break this hold as Millennia close
China
to
has
their
so
own
many drinks,
Eternal
but life
Bond,
is not enough to
having
try
it in
them all.
play.
Oh,
100
I
Thieves
can't wait
need
to tell you
buy
about
a
my
little bit
drink.
of stall to have it built.
140 seconds or thereabouts on the cooldown of a portal to return as well. That might prove crucial later on if 100 Thieves mean to return. Delana watching the approach of Melio. Indeed, a lot of damage already been taken. Fate of both worlds going to be popped right here as Terra has to try and disengage. Quick psychic shift away. A solo usage of the Fate of the Butterflies. An impact as well from the end song. But with all of this sent on out, it's going to be Melio who tries to get a conversion here. Trust me, finally delivers a final hit. A little bit of extra rage gained as the Galactic Legend once again shall be written amongst the stars. And as I look across the cosmos, I see a coalescence of astral entities spelling out the name
Oh my
of
God,
Naga.
Leg Day
And
is
it's the
so
name
good.
of Rad who are in lights right now as they manage to capture first point.
Oh, late pick though goes down onto the
He's so
Star-Lord, but
poetic.
100 Thieves
Damn,
going to have to be
Terra-
incredibly quickly. They do have the better ultimate economy. in
Terra
this fight,
gets picks, but it's
Rad
always
were
like
able to find the picks, clean the
a
house,
little
and now
late.
they have so much forward positioning up into second. We're potentially going to see one last fight if 100 Thieves don't manage to land this Eye of Agamotto. Delana is all the way behind them, however, has been able to scout out Wolverine, but he's now going to get checked by the
Hi, Kev.
Star-Lord.
This is the first
Has to
game.
make it through and win the 1v1.
Rad versus
and he
Nice.
does.
It's
Oh,
Rad
60
versus
damage
100
taken as well.
Thieves.
So can move
It's the
forward
lower
onto Fate,
bracket
unbothered,
run.
but frozen up.
Whichever
Well,
team
turnaround
wins
from
this
Fate, and
gets
look
to
how
go
far
on to the
Ratatoskir
finals.
is already gone as 100 Thieves were not brave enough to move up and try and intercede on its behalf. That's going to be already regeneration domains used. Moving forward, climbing the space with Eternal Bond.
It's the same play. Rad disengage after the Loki's been forced. 100 Thieves moving forward off of the Eternal Bond pressure. pressure that they have, but now Rad feel that they can take that fight. Inferno is going to be held for Terra as long as possible to prevent Rad's engagement and give 100 Thieves some stabilization. As we're in the last fight territory, 100 Thieves need to have a huge Eye of Agamotto follow-up because that's already regeneration domain forced.
And they've already got to move on forward. Terra's the one to try and keep that card contested. Delana over here on the Hella wants to stay at range to get maximum value out of a hit scan. 3 meters turn to 2, turn to 1, and no one's there. 100 Thieves find it stolen from under them as Rad dominates on the map pick of their opponents.
Yeah, Rad's just perfectly kiting out those Loki ultimates every single time.
I know it's a little discouraging if you're a fan of 100 Thieves, but when you look at the bans, I feel like
find a pick as well. Understanding, anticipating,
not having a Luna,
the momentum that 100 Thieves are going to find themselves propelled into. And
yeah, because 100 Thieves got to keep Loki and they were playing Cloak and Dagger, but they didn't have a Luna. That was rough. And they banned Emma?
Right click up towards that Phoenix as well to try and body block it.
It's kind of evil. I didn't understand the bans against Rad though. Like, oh wait, I think Rad was able to keep Luna. They couldn't play Mantis. Oh, I guess they were trying to prevent the triple res comp. Okay. Listen, I think both teams are really strong. And at this point, it's like whoever has the better bans wins. I'm going to beat TTK, but TTK plays so well.
As you round that space into the Eye of Agamotto, Rad doing a very good job of ult tracking, understanding what 100 Thieves had access to. And remember, that fight
did yesterday shake them too much, I wonder? I think Rad is just a really well-prepared team, and they did not come to fuck around. They were also really savage with their bans. Like, okay, the previous match, they banned Terra, or they banned Terra's Phoenix, so yeah, they struggled. In this round, Terra was allowed to play Phoenix, but then the supports, I think the supports had a huge blow. I think not playing Luna, but the other team gets to play Luna, like that puts you at a real disadvantage.
Just a raw mechanical player showing off things like those absolute zeros, and it seems like
I don't want 100 Thieves to lose this though, because I really feel like 100 Thieves, if anyone beats Envy or puts a good show against Envy, I feel like it'd be another NA team, you know? Because I want to hear the trash talk. Because if Rad goes against Envy, you guys know it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I think Envy's a really great team, and we're ready for anything that they throw against us. No, I want to see trash talk.
A whole heck of a lot, as it was really unfortunate for 100 Thieves the amount of
well, beating him up make him play better.
The opening of those fights, but even over the group wall, he was able to find
yeah, they're target banning TTK's tanks, or they're banning Terra's Phoenix, or they're banning Luna. It's evil. Envy gonna win regardless? Wow, you're really confident about that, huh, Ren?
100 Thieves, and they are not used to losing. Not like this, Mox. No. There's still the capacity for a reverse sweep. We've seen them more times than I'm comfortable with.
Who is the girl narrating the game? That's Moxie. Hi there, Bachira. Rin, have you been following this tournament at all? Oh yeah, so earlier someone said that the drinks in China are really good, and I have never had this drink before. It is a really creative Americano. So the staff suggested it, and it's called a grape Americano. The Chinese name for it was so much cooler. In English, it's just grape Americano, but it's like a bubbly Americano. So when I tasted it, it was like drinking jewelry. Like there's like this little fizz in your mouth. It tasted so good. Like, I know, okay, hearing it, it sounds like, ugh, grape and espresso, that doesn't sound very good together. Like, on paper, it doesn't sound good, but it tastes really good. Never tasted anything like this. Almost single-handedly started the flowchart of victory towards that. Yeah, there's a Moxie, the streamer, who I'm pretty sure is not blonde or British. Is he? I don't know. I've never seen Moxie. He could be AI for all I know. And then there's Moxie Cass, and she's I think she's a relatively known caster in the FPS world because she's casted a couple of games.
That Rad were able to output against 100 Thieves. As unfortunately for 100 Thieves, having the
Wait, it's over 100 Thieves out? No, not yet. Not yet. Good morning, Adar.
The effect that they had of things like the Loki copy in comparison to Rad, who immediately have access to a Luna, where you literally just comms your Luna, hey, I'm looking for my ultimate, can you give me ease of
Do you guys ever get paranoid or ever feel like your life is a lie when there's like creators that you've followed or you've watched and then you realize, oh my gosh, it's actually a clone, or they're not real at all, or they look nothing like their avatar. I think I recently experienced an awakening where there was this tech creator, and I thought she was real for the longest time, but it was just really, really good AI. I should have noticed. Like, I've always felt, oh, like her eyes move kind of weird, her mouth moves kind of weird. But I was never like watching it for her. I was just like listening to the content. And I thought, oh, because she sounds very monotone. So I thought, oh, she just lacks personality. And then I realized she was just AI. And now I don't know, it kind of pissed me off because I was like, wait, it just feels so lazy. So I don't watch their content anymore. Yeah, I didn't know Jay had hair. Oh, Jay's feeling so much better now. Actually, he was feeling better this morning, and then right before he left, he's returning a mouse to 100 Thieves. He said he suddenly felt like he was hit by a truck again, so I'll give him some painkillers when he comes back. Like a VTuber? No, not a VTuber. Although I do know that some VTubers, like, you think you're watching some cute teenage, or no, not teenage. That would be very underage. No, but you think you're like listening to someone in their early 20s, and turns out it's like a dude. I be feeling like mom on Facebook when I fall for AI. It's so real now. That's so true, Jess. Emily getting tricked by AI. If you don't look super closely, sometimes, yeah, the AI is so good. It's hard to tell. Yes, Fortnite. I did write a little intro for Jay. I sent it. It's only like 1.5 sentences, but they said it's a bit long and that Cozy might not remember, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's funny though, the whole like feeling like a mom or a parent on Facebook. Because I remember, and I don't know if you guys relate to this as well, but when I was growing up, my parents were like, get off MySpace, get off, AOL Instant Messenger. You don't have to be on the internet that long. Like, you can just go talk to your friends in school tomorrow. And they kept fearing that if I stayed on the internet too long, that I'll be caught up in some scam and I'll be lied to and then, like, I don't know, like trafficked or something. And it's crazy how now it's like a complete 180. Now I'm afraid for my parents. I want them to stay off the internet. Fiber Justice, no, I misspoke. I did not mean teenage. Stop. Yo, Bex, welcome back. Is it midnight for you?
With the exception of Cloak and Dagger's Eternal Bond, given the fact that there's a separate timer for every single one of those dashes, as we can have a look and see how wonderful cried these cosplayers.
Oh, yeah, Jay. Sorry, welcome to the stream. Any first-time chatters? Jay had to run over to the stage because he was borrowing one of the players' mouse, so he's running back right now.
with a Mjolnir that when you hit a button, it would light up and had sound effects.
I'm worthy.
What's after the Des versus streamers? The grand finals.
Chunky Thor from Endgame as well.
From Miami, weighing in at 100 nothing pounds, standing at 4 foot nothing, it's Jay3. Hi there, BBK, welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Now the parents are getting scammed. Yeah, that's definitely something that I worry about.
Our cosplayers here in the stadium have been amazing.
Like, my mom has definitely sent me content before where there's like a host speaking, because they do this a lot in Chinese content. It's an AI, it's an AI clone. They use a real person's face and voice, but it's like, it's rigged, almost like a VTuber, right? And she'll send me stuff and I'm like, Mom, can you not send me AI slop? Like, I'm sure what they have to say is important, but it's weird. I love AI, and I think AI should be used for a lot of things. I use, believe it or not, I actually do use ChatGPT to like put in symptoms when I'm sick and stuff to like help, you know, just to help me because I can't get a hold of a doctor at the time. So it's helpful, but like, I don't like AI taking the role of a content creator or like a presenter. I just don't think that's necessary. I think like let's hold on to human connections and like human like a human presence as long as possible, okay? Before we all get matrixed into, you know, before we all have to like upload our consciousness or something. Like let's try to be human.
They're very intelligent when it comes to adapting mid.
Hi there, Heaven. Thank you so much for asking, Mikio. Jay's, it's he's like a hot and cold today. The exhibition match will be right after this, so if ooh, this is why we don't want 100 Thieves to be steamrolled, because the show match will be right after this, and that would make this whole day way too short. So come on, 100 Thieves.
Yeah, a devious smile on the face of Melee, potentially a bait
reverse sweep, reverse sweep.
Saying, yeah, you know what? You don't want
It's
to deal with the
imminent.
symbolic shenanigans, so I'm going to protect Venom, and then you must ban
They look
Jeff,
super
or
stressed.
you are going
Yeah.
to face the
Nobody
choppers.
wants to go home. I think like if you made it this far, going home now would hurt.
Fishy heritage, as we're going to be definitely seeing no, it's Jeff 4 hits on Yggdrasil path today.
All right. One last attempt for 100 Thieves. Their fate in their own hands. We know how much talent is on
Yes,
this
I
roster.
agree. AI
They've
should
played
augment
for
humans
so
rather than
long,
replace
so
them.
hard knocks. But if they can't get
I wouldn't
together
mind
for this
having like a
Yggdrasil
little
path, their run ends here and now.
100 Thieves were able to get
like
most
a
of
cute
the
little
heroes
robot.
that
I don't know if you guys have ever watched Psychopaths, the anime, but like everyone has like a little robot assistant. Or like we all have like a Jarvis.
That's going to be starting right now with Melee on the Black Widow, just trying to catch someone a little bit unawares with a one-sided manted damage boost before swapping on over to the hero of choice, which is going to be that Psylocke.
All right, going to be double cloak and dagger ultimates for both sides as Eternal Bonds are going to be flowing thick and fast here.
100 Thieves with both the Psylocke and the Winter Soldier going to be trying to keep an eye on all of those.
Oh, 100
inside
Thieves
angles,
can't play
as Rajara
Emma.
is forced to burn all of that diamond form because of the Bioneco coming in through from Terra's End, but that convoy is still moving forward.
Okay.
Until now, in comes Naga with the Wolverine grab, and that's the trade of the Vanguards for both teams.
No chance to save TTK, and you can see that the regeneration of is already burned as well. Naga sent into the midst of 100
They
Thieves.
really
Yes,
don't
there's gonna
want
be a passive
Terra
burn, but there is going to be
to
the
play
follow-up from Rajaro.
Phoenix.
Vinny was going so deep to try and convert upon the Wolverine, but Rajaro
Oh no,
is more than happy to
Citadel is
punish that
out.
one. 100 charge down, you can see they're just going to be sipping on Harvey's doppelgangers.
Fates ahead too in the cycle of Eternal Bond building in comparison to Millennia, which means 100 Thieves don't have a strategist ultimate to burn to navigate this choke for free and try and contest that convoy before it starts rolling into second, and that's so unfortunate. The strange portal from Vinny is out of sync with that convoy rolling on through, and 100 Thieves now are going to be down a teleport and down a Vanguard as they're forced to give up even more space.
That was an opening pick onto Melio as well. Got to be a bit of a heartbreaker, maybe a tilter for 100 Thieves. 5 minutes is quite the hefty time bank heading into B. Already you
They
can see
can
the
win
God of
this.
Vengeance has been used. God of Mischief is going to be turned into an Eternal Bond. That's a lot of space claimed away. Extra damage coming through from the Feast of the Abyss. Terror takes towards the skies, and there's a desperate attempt to try and shut it on down here as 100 Thieves are going to move forward with Melania's Eternal Bond. Melio summons in some reinforcements here, but the Laner's already got themselves a little bit of an advantage. Stern hits a headshot and silences the most
nice
easiest voice in Asgard. It's cleaned up here for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, Fate's path with the Eternal Bond had to be further away from the team and out of line of sight of TTK.
Yeah, they target ban TTK and Terra.
Was not
Although,
there to contribute either a Terra cape
both
or
boys
a Light Force Veil,
at least
so that
have
Rad's players would be able to have better benefit.
have
of
more
the sustain
than one
Rajara is going to be able to open up this next fight though, and that space
that's good.
with the Sonic Seduction, so 100 Thieves can either knuckle down and try and live it with Vinny's Freedom Charge, or give up the space and fight at another time.
Trust me, opting for a change here. Over to the Magneto. I think that they can win out.
I think it's evil though. Naga gets to play Phoenix, but Terra doesn't.
From 100 Thieves, quick grab, and Delane's already been 1v1 here by Melio in the back, and of course that's the advantage of that team up. Freedom Charge is once again proclaimed by Vinny. Far from America, but Brooklyn's always in the heart of Steve Rogers. To the sky goes Terra, and they lay down upon Melio, but inside of a regeneration domain, all the damage means nothing. Rotterstern cannot convert upon the Kraken impact. The yells of again
yes,
will not be
evil.
profaning the ears of Rad this day as the goats continue to roll forth.
Still having that Psionic Seduction too to stop 100 Thieves from having any form of momentum. Early Loki ultimate comes on through from Harvey's end. Delana comes on through with the Dance of the Butterflies. Manages to find the pick onto the Phoenix before the Eternal Bond dashes, but TTK can't find the Cloak and Dagger to stop the ultimate from lasting.
Yeah, a lot of space already has to be given away here by 100 Thieves, courtesy of that Terror. Cape Melania taken down by the Eternal Bond itself. The ground itself hostile to the ambitions of 100 Thieves for the moment, as they manage to isolate the lane of Vanguard's fleeing elsewhere, too scared of Sonic Seduction. It's Vinny in the back with very little HP to try and work with, no Freedom Charge either. And you can see that Fate right now is just speculating in the tunnel to try and stop the movement forward.
They're
Terror
playing
makes it to the
Captain,
just in time,
and they're playing Psylocke.
Oh no!
Why?
They haven't been able to
no, they
contest
missed
in
it
time.
again.
This
They're
is
just
ruinous for
trickling.
the alt economy.
Yeah, Melania isn't counted as contesting, is too far away.
I don't get it. Like, they're diving Rad, but like,
that ultimate into the next
it
one.
seems
Rad
like they're
get
just
one
tickling
side of
them
Eternal
in the
Bond
back,
as
and
Harvey
they're not
isn't
really getting
even
any
anywhere
picks.
near the God of Mischief.
What time are the grand
which at least
finals?
allows Trustin to
It's a
hold
great
on for the
question.
meteor end, but that means
This
that
game
Melio, the value of the Stance of the Butterflies is so
very
large.
short, so the
100
grand
Thieves
finals
have
is probably
to
going to be
stall
earlier than
this fight
anticipated.
coming on through with the Captain America to give them any
Probably
chance
in 2
of holding an ultimate
hours?
to match what Rad have right now.
The beacons are lit.
Maybe
the
even
Cam
less.
100 Thieves hold out until the remainder of the Marvel Universe comes to aid from Dance of the Butterflies available in the back. A force out here.
Oh my
Dusty
god!
with the
I don't want to
double,
watch
but
this
it's Naga
anymore.
with a third. 100
This hurts my
Thieves are
feelings.
reduced to only 3 make it 2 as Terra tries desperately to avoid him. TTK stands alone.
Oh
One
my
thief
god, I'm so
remains.
depressed.
Terra might actually just get solo ulted by Melio with the Dance of the Butterflies to just shut down the Kraken impact. No, he's off of the Winter Soldier. Rat had too much space to be able to live it. He's onto the Wolverine for the passive. Just have an extra lease of life as here comes the Eternal Bond from the Loki. TTK's trying to shut it down.
Oh,
he
nice!
Level 1 crook, but 100 Thieves have to find so much more to turn this around.
The kid of a top tier is finally becoming a
Good
full-grown
shit,
man. and
TTK.
adult
Oh,
on the
okay,
rollers.
okay.
Terra finds himself Rajara as well. The Vanguard line is disassembled.
All right,
and 100
this
Thieves
is
hold for
good
now.
for 100 Thieves.
do burn the Loki and the Captain America.
They can hold
ults
this for
it,
2
though.
minutes.
Terra's going to have a last
Yes,
stand. Rad
Devin
not going to
Streamer
have
right
one of the
after
strategist
this.
ultimates to get carried on away from, but that means that Delana with the Dance of the Butterflies can be brutal. On the other hand, Melio's in the same position, but he's facing down an Eternal Bond, which Melania can use to keep 100 Thieves nice, safe, and secure through it.
You're
A
back.
misgrab and expended
You know,
usage of a metallic
this
bulwark
game
means
is
that
going
100
by
Thieves
a
are
lot
down on some
quicker than I
resources they really
anticipated,
wish
so
they'd
you might have to
rather
run back.
Still, Rajara having used that diamond form.
Okay,
All
here,
comes
have
into
some
the calculus, the
ibuprofen.
flow chart of a Marvel Rivals fight.
Yeah.
Terra going to go for yet another attempt
I'm so
here.
sorry,
as Vinny
baby.
distracts towards the back. Once in, onto the Loki. Level 1 crook can't even get away. Summoned a doppelganger, but all they find is doom at the hands of 100 Thieves. Delana and Terra both invest but they find themselves reaping the dividends.
Yeah, 100 Thieves read the Rad gameplay. They knew it was going to be a poke fight coming on through from the attackers until Fate had his ultimate. So Delena goes in first before Rad have the resources to live it, and they're able to catch on to that Loki. However, they've delayed the problem. This now is the problematic fight that they have to turn and test to, as Rad have the better ultimate economy, and we're 2 fights away from a full push.
A fight that was earned and a fight that shall certainly be delivered upon. The lane are already down. Harvey going to be the next upon the docket. You can see already there's been a burning of the regeneration of the main, taking to the sky. TTK, he hits the tree, but that's not a group. It's simply part of the environment. Yes, there's going to be a momentary stall coming through from 100 Thieves onto the cart. The goat stands stock still rather than moving towards Yggdrasil. But now the tapping must be stopped as Naga rolls on forward. The end song playing again and again in his head as he asks, what is that melody? Is it a funeral dirge for the defense of 100 Thieves? It would seem that Melania disagrees. Inside the Eternal Bomb, there's plenty of damage and plenty of healing to be done. A sharing out of damage as Sarah falls on down. The end song played to Logan, specifically 200 years old. He doesn't know what a CD is. They're trying to overtake here onto Vinny, who manages to drag themselves away and keep that freedom charge in the back pocket.
100 Thieves only feeling pressured now to utilize it with all of those sparks being bolt on up. Rad having a little bit more time are going to try and disengage as 100 Thieves. They remember the last time they chased with the strategist ultimate, they burn off too much more, and they're going to fall back and wait instead of overextending.
The Dance of the Butterflies once more, ready to be summoned, thousand-folded steel in the hands of a shinobi to try and burn through the onlys that Rad are presenting. TTK stacked up with sparks, and Harvey plays close to the door. He's ready to exit at a moment's notice, but TTK is going to be playing his own exit music right here, playing them off the stage, and Melania is going to be taken off of this one. A knockout delivered, and Terra's too far gone. Vinny's here trying to make something work and keep the cart contested, given over the metallic bulwark for a moment of extra life. Gripping to it so desperately, vitality is all that they can hope for. Vinny could be overwhelmed here, as it's going to be the Sonic Seduction already used. Elena, TTK falling elsewhere. Vinny returns to the fray. The Cloak and Dagger here too, but Naga's ready to reign above it all. An imperious T-pose of the Phoenix establishes dominance on 100 Thieves.
Rad able to find the strategists. Harvey was so close to that God of Mischief.
So
it could have
close.
been curtains for Rad if that had been able to come on through with a copy onto an Eternal Bond. But they have the target focus. All of their players converge on one specific player, bit by bit, removing all of those pieces from 100 Thieves board and stopping any potential for getting held on third.
It all comes down to this attack, Mox. And then rounds after that, 100 Thieves. They slowly feel their chances slipping away from them.
Oh, but those heroes, well, that's slightly different to what we saw from Rad previously. They got
Sorry,
rescom
guys, we were just
for the ban drafts
figuring
as
out
100
logistics.
Thieves
I'm
did
just
burn
gonna-
the Jeff over the Adam Warlock and that Mantis.
gonna
And
take
that
over chat, or
means
do you-
that this stall
Oh.
composition is going to be burning out a lot of the time bank if 100 Thieves aren't able to just push the res out of its momentum cycle.
TTK, on your screen, one of the younger players, one of the newer players, the only controller player left here in Marvel Rivals Ignite of a top tier. Maybe
Shouldn't
a
you be
top
helping Jay
3
fit into
team
Psylocke
in the
outfit?
world, but they can
Yes.
still go far.
Take
They
this
yet
off.
Rad
No.
stand on the precipice of
kidding.
Volcano Summit, ready to
Not a bad
dive in
hole.
and face Envy if they can only achieve victory here, defending Yggdrasil
Okay,
path.
I just
Yeah,
want to
no
say good
triple
luck.
status, triple Vanguard line of defense.
Why
However,
are
Vinny
we
on that
shaking
grid is going to be
hands?
problematic for the Adam Warlock to
Good
have
luck.
to deal with. Trust me. Also on that Venom, has to be careful he doesn't go too far in towards Terror on the Winter Soldier. But Terror's already been taken down.
Don't forget to smile.
It's actually too far forward.
Yeah.
Maybe there were some assumptions made, thinking there'd be more support than there was. Trust me, has to use the symbiotic resilience, but it's all part of a game plan for the Venom, Mox.
We're on to Wolverine.
Oh,
Delena over to the
she's
Hell
stressed
of the
out right now. She can't
Scan.
watch this. Oh my
Not
gosh,
gonna
she's just
get
like me.
pressured by Rad's dive early on, potentially also utilizing that Soul
Yes.
Drainer to grab Trust Me back.
Good luck, baby.
Dagger Dome gets invested from 100 Thieves to start walking around the corner, but that's just the first stage of the fight against the Rescom position. The regeneration domain already got forced by the Venom dive, but Trust Me is going lower and lower and lower. power, and he finally goes down.
It's Delana at range on the hero that we all started to know Delana for, the hit scan goddess of hell, or the god of death.
Nice,
is able to
TTK.
celebrate this day as TTK expands their domain with 2 more sacrifices.
Brilliant cutoff as well coming in through from Vinny, right to the backs of Rad so that they couldn't run away from that one. Naga on the Star-Lord though, Melia's going to go for the self-revive, and Rad is still going to make this time fight cost.
Okay, Crook revives himself in the back. You can see that Fate is hiding out. Or Melia, rather, I believe.
Yep.
It's going to be round the back, waiting for that Karmic Revival. It's just going to be using the passive ultimate charge form now. May throw out a live stream or 2. Trust me, it's the opportune moment to chomp on through. The damage is barely even considerable here as Harvey uses the God of Mischief within their own domain. The Asgardians are ever more powerful. Rajaro can't quite deliver, but the delivery here of damage could be everything onto a strangling prison. Level 1 Crook of Rajaro fall down, but it's Melia in the back. Once again, the Karmic Revival healing is going to be there from Fate as well. It's going to be a fully charged re-engagement here. Naga falls down, but guess who's back yet again? It's the yo-yo of life and death as they move between this plane and the next. An attempt by Naga for a blaster barrage, converting upon the damage, but Delana reigns over it all on a throne of bone.
100 Thieves just looks so much more disciplined in that
so
fight.
good.
Rad
Oh my
the 100
god.
Thieves would push into the space with Karmic Revival, would try to burn the Galactic Legend to punish in case the 100
dies
Thieves,
of cringe,
they
for
knew
real.
as long as all of the players from Rad were behind the point, they weren't contesting it. The rest comp was forced to walk into the setup of fire that Delana and Terra had already established. And we go into second with 100 Thieves looking so much stronger in the first time for these rounds.
Reinvigorated. Perhaps a word from the coach, perhaps Melania, the assistant coach, in the lobby themselves has been able to deliver on this. Already level 1 Crook falling down to half. Naga finds himself an off angle here to continue pressuring Vinny. It's going to be the Venom into the midst of all of this. Naga kidnapped away, a quick sidekick shift, and the Metallic Bulwark is not enough because guess what? It's always the backstop. What a standout performance so far from Delana. Piercing Knight into the midst of Rad, and Delana is absolutely popping off. A god of aim before your eyes I am witnessing.
Canonical Law, I feel like, is that Heller on Yggdrasil path is able to just get such a power spike, and Delana truly is the goddess of death herself right now.
I'd argue
Rad
he's better
are
on
going to have
Hela.
one
Yeah,
more
Delena's looking a
opportunity to
lot
try and
better on
contest,
Hela.
but it's through a small
I'm sure his Psylocke
hallway.
is good,
if they
but
want to have that better position
Rad
for the
was
Venom
just
dive to
very
begin,
good at protecting
they've
their
got to
back
burn
line.
space, and 100 Thieves have a little bit more room to breathe as Trust Me falls once more.
Trust Me already fallen down lane is make sure there's plenty of healing available for a remainder of 100 Thieves who are already down on Terra. Once again, it's down to Delana. You ask for a carry.
Okay, Vinny. Oh my god.
Spicy meatball. They've mothered their last Mia on this defense. Rad still have the healing delivered by Fate here with the Eternal Bond. And the bubble as well means there's plenty of sustain, even with the Strond Crow after the Strond
And
Crow
now
being
Rad
delivered.
has
The damage
less
can't quite
heals,
break
'cause
through.
they're not running
It's going to be the
full
Vanguards making it
res
onto a point.
anymore.
Terra's there with a greeting. Up comes the regeneration domain, and part of it's on point here as well. But a second Eternal Bond is so much additional sustainability. TTK on the six. He's mad with the roll as delivers iron volley after iron volley. And I feel a metallic victory coming on for 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves, so much momentum as well. Rajara is going to have that Psionic Seduction to try and stall them.
Like they
as
did
do
tell
not
me the
have
other day that he
ultimates into
was
this
an
next fight.
English
Terra's
major.
going to be the closest with that last stand, but Rad can simply outspace
I can see it now.
in
This is why
anticipation of
he's
the
so
Wolverine. What they
good with his
can't
words.
outspace, though, is the damage coming on through from Delana. If they try and give up the angle for the Hela to hold, that convoy keeps rolling for uncontested.
POV on Delana's damn right now. And TTK. We can see Trust Me is actually a little bit too far up, potentially. Actually, Melio in the back's already taking so much damage, requires the Metallic Bulwark, and it's used many of their cooldowns.
Fate's so close to the Eternal Bond. Level 1 Crook, the God of Mischief. Psionic Seduction comes on through, but the 100 Thieves can
Jay,
hold
did
that
you see my
home.
dad?
And that's going to be a huge silence combined with the Meteor
good.
M from TTK to stop Rad from getting any space up at the back of it.
Can't convert though on that Meteor M, and now it's going to be a big grab coming through on Melio. Eternal Bond rolling forward, an attempt to try and break off all of the LOS. Out comes the final stand, I believe, from Terra. But all they've done is taken a bunch of damage themselves. A Terra capable flicks multiple members of Rad, and that means it's an easy follow-up for Vinny. That's going to be a soul drainer, taking away the will to survive from Rad, the will to defend. It's going to have to be reinforced by an Eternal Bond. This time coming through from Fate. Melania tried to counter out, but Trust Me was more than ready Terra finds himself taken down. The soil will claim them back once again. Down below their feet is an ever-burning acid laid down by Rad. Their caustic exteriors, too much for mere criminals to deal with. The end song sounds out once again as Naga heralds a finish to this push.
Rad stacked so close as well. They're going to have another God of Mischief in a matter of moments as they're still finding these picks. 100 Thieves forced to back up all the way almost to their spawn to stop the bleeding of their time bank. Still got a lot of time, however, to play with, Harry, as level 1 Crook with the God of Mischief has to worry about TTK's potential with this Meteor Am.
Trust me. Stinking away for now. An exchange between these Magnetos has often been the story that changes how these fights go.
100 Thieves having to hold on to the Meteor, knowing that level 1 Crook is going to be forced to hold on to the God of Mischief. Same in turn. Soul Drainer from Delana not going to be able to find the connection, but does stop Melee from moving on forward and making up with a Vanguard.
This corner, so difficult to try and get past. Taking to the skies. Using the Meteor M, down come for Regeneration, the mains, multiple players lane on low. Archero is converted upon here by Delana, but now it's the turn of Trust Me. And he's got quite the plan for this one. Still, it seems that he's dragged into the midst of all the 100 Thieves. They gather around like piranhas, taking wallets, passports, and all and sundry.
Come
Naga,
on,
once again
100 Thieves, I really need
and
this
this angle from the Hela has been absolutely brutal to deal with. What is this? What?
I want to watch this.
Both Melania and Delana, and that's really going to blunt the momentum.
Oh, the combination. Fate with the huge Terror Cape to blind 100 Thieves from what was being set up in front of them. The Wolverine's able to find it through. Psionic Seduction from Rajara from the top ropes. Reclaims high ground as well as low as they fall from it. And 100 Thieves are losing control of the situation.
Oh, they've lost control of it that much, is for sure. Taking out Harvey early meant there was no healing to work with, and 100 Thieves are back to the drawing board.
They're going to have to use ultimates. There's 10 seconds left. Vinny's onto the Doctor Strange for a portal to potentially give an off angle so that Rad can't just box them in as they walk from spawn.
Rolling forward, Trust Me, already falling low, but look at all the reliable healing coming through from the Loki. Has got excellent safety for all these doppelgangers. It's going to be very difficult to dislodge from this place, and realizing they can't work against this portal as an effectively immortal shield. They give up a little bit of space. Level 1 Crook noted. Might have to swap over to a different.
Yes, Harvey!
Here, Melio's already fallen on down, holding a fire from Delana, not wishing to charge
Nice
up
block!
the Meteor M, and the reliable shield of Vinny once again is raised in defense of 100 Thieves. A big dream here from TTK, but they're simply not that kid. It's a man's game here as you let loose on the Meteor M.
Wait, you can res Harvey? If Delana just gets a pick? Get a pick, get a pick! Yes! He got a pick! Harvey gets res. Oh my god, that's so clutch.
Melio's down as well. Vinny stands as a stalwart statue refusing to fall towards the back.
Oh god, Harvey died again. Can you res him again?
Delana could be a hero here, but they're running out of chances.
My
They're
god.
running out of members, and they're running out of hope.
Oh, TTK's the only one standing. No,
Delana,
no!
but Rad has everything, and Rad has a ticket to the finals.
EMEA are confirmed.
This is
either
unreal.
2 or second.
No
When it
freaking
comes to
way.
overall placements, they will be seeing themselves a rematch between Envy, and it feels so fitting that we started our
That's
very first day
insane,
with the
guys.
play-in stages coming down to Rad and Envy, and we'll end the day with a huge grand final best of 7 between NA and EMEA to determine who truly is the top dog of all of the regions in Marvel Rivals Ignite right now.
I can't believe it. Oh my
Your
god.
power rankings could not have
What do you mean?
been
Okay, good
more
job, Envy,
wrong.
I guess.
A
Guys.
heartbreaker here for 100 Thieves. They're going to top out at 3rd.